before the interview, Michael Moore was talking, and then Anderson Cooper played for Michael Moore a little snippet of the video where I said that government is the problem, not capitalism, that capitalism is the solution. And then here is the immediate reaction from Michael Moore, and you can see this whole thing. I favorited it on my YouTube channel. So if you go to a Schiff Report, just look at favorites. You can see the entire interview, not just the clips that we're playing. But anyway, here's cut number one.
What do you think he does not get?
Oh my God! Oh wow! That's such a huge disconnect. I'm afraid anything I would say would be just too mean. And
I'll tell you, Professor Cornell West said that he needed both to sit down with him over coffee and cognac, because it would require that to kind of come to some sort of understanding.
Yes, I think so. I think what Mr. Schiff doesn't understand is that the reason we're not occupying Congress or D.C. right now is because the congressmen and the senators are the employees of Wall Street. They work for Wall Street. They're funded by Wall Street, and they do the bidding of Wall Street and K Street, which is the lobbying arm of Wall Street.
Now, clearly, I understand that, right? Had Michael Moore listened to my to the whole Occupy Wall Street conversation, I was very much against this incestuous relationship between Washington and Wall Street. I want to bring it to an end. But I don't think we're going to bring it to an end by focusing our outrage on the Wall Street part. It's on Congress, because Congress has the power, not Wall Street. Government wields that power. They have the force of law. They own the police. They write the rules and regulation. Wall Street just tries to game them, and they do a pretty good job. But we're not going to solve the problem by focusing on the private sector's ability to try to use government power to its advantage. We've got to focus on the government power. We've got to take that power away so that nobody can try to use it to that advantage. That's what Michael Moore doesn't understand. But at least here, I agree with him in that Wall Street has too much influence. I disagree as to the best way to get rid of that influence, but maybe he doesn't have the time to listen to that. But anyway, it gets a lot better, so let's keep on going here. Here's cut number two.
That's really where the problem is. It is with capitalism. It is with corporate America. Capitalism right now, and it's important to define a word in its present form. Just like you wouldn't define the word marriage as a woman has to get permission from her father in order to marry. But that was the definition 100 or 200 years ago. So let's not use the old definition when we say capitalism. We're talking about 2011. 2011 capitalism is an evil system set up to benefit the few at the expense of the many. That's what's happened, and that's what people are sick tired of, and which is too bad for the capitalists, because I think a lot of people, perhaps in this crowd, probably used to support the old style of capitalism.
Okay, well, first of all, the old style of capitalism is capitalism. Michael Moore is the one that's changing definitions. He's saying that this new form of capitalism, in which there's all this government intervention, where all this bailouts, all the things that I also am criticizing, Michael Moore is saying that that's the new definition of capitalism. No, it's not. Capitalism hasn't changed. What we have now is not capitalism. That is the problem. What we have now is something different. You could call it crony capitalism, crapitalism, or Mussolini used to call it fascism. There are a lot of things that you can use to describe the current system that we have in America. But the one word that is not applicable is capitalism. And Michael Moore is the one that is changing the definition of the term, not me. Right? I'm in favor of capitalism. I am not in favor of what masquerades as capitalism. Now, in that respect, we have a little bit in common in that we both are against what we currently have. But I'm against what we currently have because it's not capitalism. Michael Moore is against it because he thinks it is capitalism. But who knows what he wants, because he doesn't even know. We're going to continue. You'll hear cut number three.
System do you want?
Lost them. Well, there's no system right now that exists. We're going to create that system. This movement in the next year or two or few years is going to create a democratic economic system. That's the most important thing. Whatever we come up with, it has to have at its core the American people are going to be the ones controlling this economy. We're going to have a say, a big say, the say, in how this economy is run. That say cannot happen by the people in the penthouse offices on Wall Street. That is over.
Yeah, so, in other words, Anderson Cooper asks Michael Moore, if you don't like capitalism, what kind of system do you want? And he says, well, he's not sure because there's no system that exists right now that would meet to his criteria, that would be acceptable to him and the people that occupy Wall Street. So Michael Moore wants to take it upon himself to create a brand new economic system. It doesn't even exist yet. And he and these guys that occupied Wall Street are going to force their brand new system on the United States, that this is a revolution, that Michael Moore is now the equivalent of George Washington, like leading this revolutionary battle, and they're going to take this country over and impose on it a brand new economic system that they're still trying to come up with. They're trying to get the bugs out of it. They're working on it now. They're going to let us know when they've recreated this brand new system. Anyway, we got to talk more about this when we get back. This is Peter Schiff here at SchiffRadio.com. Stick around.
The Peter Schiff Show.
The key to cut down on lobbyists is to take away the power of congressmen to dole out special favors. You know, that's what appeals to the lobbyists. And the Constitution doesn't allow them to do that. They've usurped that power. So we need government to be involved in the economy as little as possible. And the fewer things the government is subsidizing and promoting and taxing, then the less lobbyists we're going to have, because there's not going to be anything to lobby for.
We haven't followed the Constitution, and that's what we ought to be doing. The system that we have today is ripping off the middle class and the poor. Can you imagine how great a nation we'd have if we didn't have the Federal Reserve System printing all this money? Save a constitutional